Hello and welcome back to CitizenCon 2954. It is a day 2, and this round I'm going to do a little bit different, okay? We're not going to watch the whole entire live broadcast, but I need the live broadcast to show you a lot of things because it is an info dump. Yeah, no, it is a huge info dump, and I think I don't want to go through the editing side. It's gonna be very interesting, okay? More like time consuming, and I want to get this out as fast as I can because right now everything is fresh. My whole entire impression, emotion, expectation, minus the word expectation, because I didn't expect anything today, to be honest, but we get to see so many things, and here we go. All right, before we begin, like, subscribe, hit the notification button and help this channel grow, and let's check out the first, and I mean the first announcement. Obviously is base building, and wow indeed. Okay, so we're gonna scrub through to the most important part, and that is, I think, the most critical feature that I did not expect, to be honest. Yeah, which is crafting. Crafting is, I think, it's a staple for most sandbox games. So to me, it's like, not say I'm sure, it just did not cross my mind how they want to do crafting or crafting in general. But here we go, we have crafting, which is great. And the best part about crafting, okay, so you can get the materials, so basically by mining, hunting, farming and whatnot, and then you refine and then you craft, which is great. Okay, that's the most important thing. Now, the crafting part, however, requires, okay, that's the thing, requires a base. I'm sure some people have seen this far away, like fabrication and whatnot. So in this case, it wasn't in my head at the moment, because I think Star Citizen has a few other stuff I want them to finish first, or at least get it done, or at least see a tier 0 version or tier 1. But hey, you know what? Here we go, crafting, which is great. So you can craft weapons and ships. We have nothing about armor just yet, but I believe they should. There will be a armor that is craftable like yesterday, because yesterday we have stats and whatnot. So that's nice. And then we have quality, which is great. So now we have went into the true sandbox version, whereby you have to hunt for quality materials and then you can build quality items. And then if you manage to monopolize quality items or resource or something like that, obviously that opens up to a lot more other gameplay like piracy, raiding, trading, alliance. Wow, that is great. Okay, so yeah, so we're gonna go through a few things. Okay, so quality mining, yeah, so we went through the quality part, and of course we're gonna go through the what do you call this, the crafting system or the fabrication, depending how they want to call it. So they call it crafting because they use these two words like back and forth. And with that, you can also upgrade your item, which is great. You know what, anytime you can upgrade your weapon or your ship or anything without buying, that's the best, right? That's the best sandbox experience because you can do it all if you want to. That would take time if you're doing it solo. That's why they promote group play, so you can gather more rare resources as fast as you can, or within a shorter period of time. Now, the thing is about crafting. All right, so there's a crafting time for sure. I do not know if you have an internal skill that can reduce the crafting time, or maybe if you have a better crafting or fabricator. Okay, a fabricator is the machine, crafting is the action. So if you have a higher quality fabricator, maybe the crafting time is reduced. Possibility is endless, okay? But I love this. I love this. It was unexpected and I love it. Okay, so that's number one. And of course, they reveal that you can also craft ships, which means you can build ships, which is great. This is literally the backbones of EVE Online. And I like to say this, okay? That means not only you can buy ships in game, you can take the long route, okay? Which is start off with Aurora Emma. Fine, you want to start off with on foot. right? Start out on food and make your way up to the highest quality, or craft your way to the highest quality of items, ships, and whatnot. Yep, that's great. That's great. All right. And of course, they are now showcasing the quality difference between a base quality and a upgraded quality. So this tier 3, tier 1. So obviously, higher quality means better. Hey, that's that. Next up, of course, when you have crafting, you have quality, your refining also will use the same steps as well, which is great. This is literally the tried and true EVE online experience. And because they add this in, I technically don't really need to do too much PvP anymore. PvE I still do, but I like this part. Yeah, the question is it time consuming? I don't know yet. So that's the part where I will try to get hands on as fast as I can. And truth to be told, even though I don't need to hands on, I can tell you for the non PvP people, I'm sure you will love it, right? Especially people who played sandbox game in general. Yeah, whether it's EVE Online, other older games like RuneScape was one of some of the older games I played. What other sandbox that is out there that is big, that is fantasy? Yeah, not World of Warcraft is technically not really, so So anyway, so crafting of course will impact the economy, player to player trade, long-term progression. It is a long-term progression for crafting, regardless how you see it, because I want, okay, this is me, and I think CIG already knew it. You want to lock all the end game progression via playing the game, right? The highest tier by playing the game. So you don't have to pay to win per se, but you kind of have to pay to head start. I'm going to use this word for Star Citizen now. Pay to head start, and then you have to play to win. Because you, obviously, if you buy expensive ship, you got a head start, right? Yeah. But everyone can able to progress to the end game, and end game must be locked out from by paying. Simple as that. So later we'll see something cool. All right, we will see something cool. And of course, base building. So I think the first thing that I want to say is if you lock crafting, all this extra crafting, fabrication, and whatnot via base building, this is the part where I will say maybe it's a 50-50. I'm slightly on the fence-ish because I don't really want a base in the long-term progression. For me, this is my gameplay. I don't really want a base, all right, or a static base. If I have a mobile base, sure, cool, that's great. And I think there's only 1 or 2 ships, which we will take a look. And that makes this ship, right, which after we take a look at the base building, oh, I need to get that already. I need to get that. So we're gonna skip, and they're gonna do some base building, which is nice. Okay, so this is literally your basic base building, regardless whatever game you play. It's usually bird's eye view, third person, and then you can plop the base in, and they want to do it more like strategy game style. Okay, so that means, yeah, you probably understand it. But I played Satisfactory as well, so if we get a Satisfactory style first person base building, that's also cool, right? But I think the easiest one is third person, right? Third person strategy, camera, top down view, yeah. And of course, I call it bird's eye view. That's what people say anyway. So that's cool. So you have a small little base, small little camp. I call this a camp, okay? Simple, what do you call this? Power generator. This is a fuel generator and a habitat. And the habitat, you can put the fabricator in, which is nice. I think we can see it on this clip. Yeah, there we go. The fabricator will be here, which is great. And nah, I don't want to say this yet. Right, I don't want to say just yet. So when you build base building, this is very straightforward. Okay, you definitely has a surveyor. If not, you will need a surveyor. Find your resources and know your terrain, know your land, and then plop your base. Simple as that. And of course, once you base building, this is very straightforward strategy style. That's why I say it's much easier in this type of build for Star Citizen, so they don't waste too much resources for other things. For other things. And no, they can save resources for other things. Ugh. So it's nice, and you can have more than one habitat, which is great. But what's better than a habitat? You can industrialize. So this is where, for people who wants to For people like me a little bit, I like satisfactory. I like factory building games, but at the same time, I want to enjoy it in Star Citizen, and this is it. So obviously you want to have a huge building. So this one you really need a basic habitat. Huh. I just realized you just need a basic habitat and then you expand. Sweet. All right, cool. So that is good. So you want, in fact, I do like when you can use tier 0 or the lowest tier and it can combine to the highest tier, which means all building matters. And that's great. I like that. I like that style, right? Hopefully CIG do this. So we can see it a bit like we got habitat, we can expand, build a special one. You want to get a new location, sure. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Oh, I think I went too far a little bit. Because, okay, so this is the refinery. I think that is kind of self-explanatory. They already did show the extractor. So obviously, if you have an extractor, you need a refinery. And then this is the extra thing that I think it's cool that they added. Okay, so we're not gonna, you can take a look at your own pleasure in the broadcast. I'm sure they're gonna clip this out and make it cooler, and I'm sure some YouTubers are gonna clip it and put it together. So this is a nice part. So you get a kind of a freight elevator, a planet-side freight elevator that is interconnected around the base, which means you can build one at the far end and another at the far end. They are connected. So this makes logistic much easier. A little bit cheating, because I was thinking like, okay, if you have another base elsewhere, how are you going to transport resources? Do you want to have vehicles? And that's the easiest one. Having vehicles is the easiest thing. But I think they want to make the logistics a little bit more easier in general, which is still good. Right? To me, I think it's not a big issue. Some people might say my immersion, but I think it's okay because now, yeah, I think it makes logistics a little bit more simpler, okay? Because that, I think they need to do it simpler because there are many things they're gonna introduce, which we're gonna take a look, and yeah, might as well just keep it simple. I think the easiest one is keep it simple. And what you have seen is, I think this is the fabricator plant. The previous one we saw is the hangar bay, so you can have obviously you have an hangar bay planet side. Now it is not a hangar platform. It is a hangar bay, which means it has an interior. And that is great. So now we're going to take a drive into the fabricator. And of course, if you realize the fabricator is huge and there's a lot of interconnected parts. So they definitely has foundation for those who play factory games, right? Normally you plop out your foundation and then you put your items for more cleaner organization. And that's what they did for, Satisfactory, for Star Citizen, okay? And that's great. So obviously the fabricator, I'm gonna let it play a little bit for this. It's fast, it's there already. So what does a fabricator have? Right? It says almost done, and poop, here we go. Come on, show me. Probably most of you have guessed it already. It is a ship, obviously. And that's the deal. I mean, that's the, no, I won't say deal breaker. That seals the deal for base building. Why you want to do base building? Is it for me? I don't know. Okay. Do I really want a big base? Probably not. Probably not. Not for my, if I were to do solo, definitely this type of base building is definitely not on my radar. Yeah, smaller base building, habitat, sure, that is great. Okay, so we go on. Of course, when you have planet side, what do you call this? Habitat, you can set up shop, which is great. This is actually a very, very good feature to test out in the base building feature at the moment, because once the Banu Merchantman comes out, once the Pioneer Kraken comes out, yeah, that is the thing that I'm seeing right now. Okay, I want shop in a spaceship, space mall, right? Space mall, and that's great. Okay, so more building stuff, which is great. Okay, so obviously you can build to an industrialized center, and of course, if you want to build to XL structure, you obviously need certain things. And this is the part where I would say it is a progression. You want to be a professional base builder? Hey, there you go. There you go. All right, more halftime. And do we get? Okay, so obviously with new base building feature, there will be new vehicles and ship. One of that is the Gray Cat. And this is a simple tractor, which is the Argo CSV, right? It can carry up to 4 SCU. One of it. Another variant would be the construction vehicle, literally a basic tier 1 constructor, or S, okay, the smallest tier, which is nice. Okay, so for me, I would probably bring one along with my Polaris. And if I want to build a temporary habitat, bam, done. Cool. And of course, they're using building drones and whatnot, so that's cool. So, all right, so we have two versions, right? CSV-SM is the one that carries cargo, and then FM is the one that I think is building. Come on. There we go, FM. Why do they call it FM? I can't remember. it is too fresh right now, but because the next one, I'm excited for the next one. Okay, the next one is the Star Lancer, the MISC Star Lancer. It is not the freelancer size. It is, I think, slightly bigger than the Constellation. They did give the dimensions, all right. And I'm judging by its size, it's definitely bigger than the Constellation and the Corsair. But however, the price tag, I am surprised. I am surprised by the price tag. And this is one of those ships that I can say, you know what? I think I can dethrone the Corsair. Corsair got a nerf. I can kinda put the Constellation series on the side, because Constellation series is still a good contender because it's cheaper, but the Star Lancer is now a little bit more cooler. I will put it this way, cooler. So we're gonna start off with the first variant. So there's 3 variants. Obviously, we're gonna start. We're gonna start off with the Freelancer Max. I want to start off with the build, but build is not ready. So Star Lancer, Freelancer. Star Lancer Max, straightforward cargo transport ship, right? If you like the Freelancer Max, you will love the Star Lancer Max. That's it, right? Bigger size, right? Next up is the one that I like. This is the one that I would probably pick up, and this would be probably my new go-to multi-crew ship. All right, so the Star Lancer TAC, or Tactical Offers Aggressive Offensive Package. Now, this one is interesting, which we're going to take a look after I talk about the Star Lancer BLD, which is the build version. So obviously this is for base building. Now the Star Lancer build, I don't really care too much because it has a next best competitor, which is a Galaxy. And I think the Galaxy would be a better choice for a building ship, right? Just purely building ship. But the Star Lancer build is not really a bad ship too. Just that you are kind of locked on to the build. And the only reason why you want to bring up the Star Lancer build is to build stuff. Right? So if that's the case, the Star Lancer build is a good choice. But we don't have the stats yet. That's the problem. We don't have the stats for the Star Lancer build and the Galaxy. So I'm going to put a pin for now. All right? We're going to revisit these 2 ships. But the Star Lancer Tech, ooh, I love the Star Lancer Tactical, right? I call it tactical. Or they want to call it tech, fine, tech. So Star Lancer build, of course, you have your... So everything you need to build a habitat is in the Star Lancer straight away. Okay, so whatever you need, you have the cargo capacity to build a simple habitat. You have the building stuff, and yeah, everything you need, which is great. All right. So if you want a complete package, so to be honest, the Star Lancer build, if I'm a dedicated building profession, right? If that's my main role that I want to play, that I want to role play, okay? Because I like multiple roles. But if you really want to just focus on building, actually the Star Lancer build is a very good ship to start with, okay? Of course, after your starter ship, this will be a separate ship, right? Your ship number 2, I'll put it this way, which is nice. And that's for the build. Now let's move on to the Star Lancer. Okay, so Star Lancer build. Okay, so we have the dimension, hosts 4 large construction drones, power plant. Okay, we don't care, don't care, don't care. Lots and lots of cargo space, which is nice. All right. So now we're gonna move on to Star Lancer tech. Now the Star Lancer tech, I'm gonna dub this guy the mini Polaris. I'm gonna say it straight up. It is a mini Polaris, right? Minus the torpedo, right? So the Star Lancer tech does not have a torpedo. So don't get me wrong, okay? The reason why I say it's a mini Polaris because it has a few features that actually it is literally Polaris shrink down. To be honest, Polaris, Karak, yeah, minus the torpedo, minus the scanning suite. No, actually, you know what? Star Lancer, yeah, no, it's the same. It's the same, right? Mini Polaris, mini Karak, right? Minus the special system for sure, right? Torpedo for Polaris, exploration suite for Karak. And one of the big reason is you get a small little hangar that can fit up to a Fury. Of course, people will try to stuff as much as they can. So that's that. And look at the shape. Oh my goodness, I love it. It's nice. All right, so we're going to take a pause here because I want to talk a little bit. We have size 5 man turret. We have a remote turret, which is also size 5, front and back. We have 2 size 4. All right, this is the traditional MISC loadout for the pilot. That means we have actually kind of have a decent DPS. I don't think it's going to be as good as the Constellation series, if not probably around the same, and definitely weaker than the pre-nerf Corsair. Now the nerfed Corsair, I do not know how much DPS it will output. On paper, I don't care about on paper. I want to care about practical. So I haven't flew the ship yet, so I do not know how good is not say how good, how bad has the Corsair become. But the Star Lancer has some weapons which is great. Now, before I say anything about it, the reason why I say the Corsair and the Constellation series, I think it's a much better choice for combat role. Like if you want to take a ship for just combat and multi-crew, the Constellation series and the Corsair is much better because the Freelancer, or not Freelancer, the MISC, the MISC brand flies like a brick. Then Star Lancer will fly like a brick, right? That's for sure, right? If you do not know what I'm saying, wait for anniversary sale. You fly the Starfarer, you will understand. In fact, actually, if you have a Freelancer or if you have access to a Freelancer and you fly the Freelancer and then you compare to the Cutlass, you will understand. But at the same time, the Freelancer has a very interesting flight characteristic that I kind of like, especially if you have a lot of, especially if you have gimbal weapons at the side, especially the MISC style. However, the Starfarer, yeah, that's too much. Too slow, too brick. I can't take it. Although it's cool when you get all the weapons hit on target for the Starfarer. Now, I derailed a little bit. Okay, so for the tech, now the tech has one thing that I like, right? And that is a medical bay. Out of everything, a medical bay. And the price tag makes Apollo Triage. Oh, the Apollo Triage is still nimble, all right? Hands down, still nimble, smaller size. It's still a good ship to pick. In fact, once I get to see the Apollo Triage flight ready stats, I will do a quick comparison with the Cutlass Raid, and I think the Triage could replace the Cutlass Raid for not just actually Daily Driver in general, right? Daily Driver with a little bit of group play. Yeah, but anyway, that's that. All right, so Star Lancer tech, the reason why I like it, because it has a medical bay. Okay, that's that. And of course, it has a lot of pew pew. So it has pew pew up here, pew pew down here. It has a hangar bay for Fury, which is nice. I think you can squeeze. If you can squeeze in a Pisces, then the Star Lancer tech is a very good ship. Okay, very good ship. for sure. Okay, so yeah, you can see a Corsair over here. This is the Hammerhead. Okay, nice. S5-man turret, much better shield generator, tier 3 mat bay, drop seats, hanger design for me, my Fury series. And he has cargo space as well, which is nice. Okay, so basically the reason why I say that the Star Lancer could be a good pick or could replace like the Constellation and the Corsair for group play and solo play. Yeah, you can do almost everything. In fact, actually, you can do everything normally. Yeah, not specialized, but normally. Okay, so so we're gonna skip. Oh no, we don't want to skip this. So we want to show the so this is the freelancer. I keep saying freelancer. It's the Star Lancer Max. Now, one thing nice about this I think it's here. The cargo bay, right? I think this is exclusive only for Star Lancer. The cargo bay is a drop down. One of the cargo bays, not all. And that's nice, right? Very, very nice. Yeah, you know, I'm not gonna go through too much because if not, this video is gonna be too long, right? Too long. And the last one, okay, out of all the ships is the Consolidated Outland Pioneer. This I saw. Okay, this is the ship. If I want to do base building, this is the ship. Not because this is the biggest ship out there, but because this is a complete package without base building. Oh, this is good. This is good. Problem is the price tag. The price tag is gonna go up, and you cannot CCU to this ship. You must. That's the problem. It is the Idris level of pledging. I believe this thing is about $1,000 now. Okay, if we can buy this ship now, should be $1,000. Previously, I think it was about 700 when it first came out. I've totally forgotten because normally I don't care about ships that is above a certain price tag and ships that cannot be CCU. Like Idris, you cannot CCU to. Javelin, you cannot CCU to. 890 Jump, you cannot CCU to. The Pioneer, you cannot CCU to. And I think the Hull E, you cannot CCU or you cannot ship upgrade. For those who are wondering what is CCU, right? You cannot ship upgrade, which is ugh. But this is the ultimate base, not just a base building, but mobile base. If you only care about base itself, this is the ship to work towards too. And if you want to obviously pay to win or pay to head start, this is the ship for base building because it has one critical feature that other ships don't have, which is nice, okay? It has a built-in, and I mean a built-in, and it's cool, resource extractor. Ugh, almost got tongue twisted. And that's a huge deal, right? And a built-in resource extractor, that is like, wow, you just land, poop, done. Okay, extraction on board facilities, extraction. And of course, if you have an extraction, you definitely can have a little bit of refining, crafting, right? Which is a full package. This is a full package. Yep. And on top, it has hangar base. Okay, so hangar base aside, yeah, full package ship. Ooh, nice, very nice, very nice. Ugh. Oh, wow. And this is wow, and I only been through like half of the content. The other half I'm still not there yet. So I'm gonna go a little bit more faster right now. So the the Pioneer. All right. The Pioneer is it's gonna be my goal to try to snag one during IAE if I can. It's gonna be expensive. I am not liking the price tag. It's gonna be overkill. Okay, it's gonna be overkill. So I have to you know what, after during the IA, I'll talk a little bit. All right. Polaris. Okay, I'm not gonna go through too much, all right? But the Polaris is sweet. Okay, so obviously they have the ships that they have introduced. Most of them has been out already. I think they redacted this guy, the Legionnaire, because they want to put this in a different gameplay. So it's gonna be a next year thing or whenever it comes. But obviously we have the Pulse, the what do you call this? The X1. the Nursar, right? The tractor, Argo thingy, Zeus. I keep forgetting the model. This is the Guardian, if I'm not mistaken. This because it's this big. So we have Zeus. No, Zeus, double Zeus. No, it cannot be double Zeus, right? The retaliatory work, the Polaris. No, this is not. For this silhouette, right? I think they did say. Okay, come on. Crusader Interpret. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Guardian. I totally forgot about Interpret, but because they only show the Interpret, yeah, they only show a little bit, which is, let's see. Let's see. Do they show the whole entire thing? I don't remember they show the whole entire ship per se. Now the Interpret looks like a it looks like a medical slash police ship, enforcer ship. Yeah, kind of looks like it. Cause it has that wambulance, that siren thingy, and I think it's cool. Right. I'm not gonna scroll too much because that will take too long of a time. Yeah, of course we have the Polaris. Because I'm gonna cover some of these ships much later as well, like as a standalone. Right. So don't worry about that. Okay, Hornet F7A, and I cannot cover too long because this video is going to be way too long if I were to cover everything as much as I can. So I had to split up. Okay, we have more ships for next year, and now we're going to go through and see what ships, okay, it's for the next 12 months, and see what new stuff we're going to see. Some of them I can probably name up straight away. Some of them is like I'm still questioning what type it is, so I'm not going to speculate too much. I'm just going to tell myself I don't know. That's the easiest. Okay, let's start off with the first one. Okay, so we all know this. This is the Argo CSV. Next up is, okay, this one is interesting. This one is interesting, okay? It definitely does not look, probably tumbril system. This looks like a tumbril because it has wheels like tumbril. Probably, if this is a tank tread, ooh, it is tumbril straight away. Okay, but this is a new one. This is definitely a new guy. A new, not say new guy, a new model, right? A new vehicle. Whereas this one very straightforward, right? This is very Anvil Ballista style. Now the question is, what type would it be? What variant? What hull? Yeah, that's the next question. Now this is straight up probably the Super Hornet, like you see in the video, what do you call it, the Squadron 42 yesterday. The wings are, I think it's a dead giveaway. Okay, the wings, the cockpit, the nose, the wings. Did I just say the wings? Yeah, I did say the wings, right? The wings, yeah, straight up, straight dead giveaway. Question is it a F7CM, or is it a Super Hornet, or is it a brand new Hornet or whatever style ship? Yeah, because we have two, right? We have two. Now this tells me this is a tracker variant. This is definitely a tracker variant. So are we seeing? Oh, are they combining Super Hornet and tracker to become one? Question, right? Now this is interesting. Okay, this is definitely interesting. We have something here that looks like a either a workbench or a a stove. This is a new ship, right? This is definitely a new ship. I wonder which manufacturer. It can be a Argo. I don't think it's gonna be Anvil, so most likely would it be Aegis? No, you know what? I don't want this to be a the typical military brands, okay? Which is Anvil and Aegis. Give me something else. Give me something else. This is obviously the Guardian. Okay, nice. Now we get to see the height. This is straight up, all right? MISC. Okay, so we have. Are they rework? Okay, this one very similar to Prospector, so that's why I was thinking, is this going to be a rework Prospector? Oh, the rework is actually on the plate. I'm going to call this a rework Prospector first because it's very Prospector profile-ish. This is Zeus MR, which is the one I'm waiting for. Oh, this is a very interesting ship. I think that's gonna be a Drake. looking at the profile and the wing, because Corsair has the same thing as well. Now this, okay, oh, I think this is the interpret. Okay, yeah, this is the interpret, because I think this is the interpret. I think. Right, now do we have another one? Okay, this is the, what do you call this? The Star Lancer, right? So we've seen that already. This is one of the ship that a lot of people are waiting for. Other than the Polaris, you guys already can guess it. This is the Perseus. Ooh, very obvious. Okay, this is the obvious silhouette. The size, the twin size 7 gun, top, front, and bottom back. I'm not going to talk in ship terms because I always get it wrong. Ironclad, straight up. Do we have 2 ironclads? I think I saw 2 ironclads. Oh no, that's the ironclad. This is most likely the Pioneer. Yes, this is the Pioneer. Yeah, I remember I only saw 1 ironclad. I thought I saw 2 ironclad, but wow, that is something, right? That is something. Okay, we're gonna skip a little bit for those who managed to reach to this portion. I think it's one of the best segments. This is a very, very packed segment, and I'm gonna go through as fast as possible because I think this is warranted by its own video. I would definitely need to put this on its own because this is way too dense, and I think it's great. So we're gonna have silver meshing, 4.0 alpha, we have pyro, but what's better than that? They're gonna talk a little bit more about the 1.0 release and how the game progression and whatnot. And wow, this whole section is jam-packed with goodies. And one of the big things that I want to put a disclaimer out there, okay, this is the most important disclaimer, is that everything is subject to change. Just because you see it on this slide does not mean they won't deviate a little bit. I hope they don't deviate too much. Deviate a little bit, that's fine by me, okay? That's fine by me because that's okay. So let's see, improve performance, polish experience, finish gameplay loops, no more resets. So once we hit the 1, and then the 0 part, continue development, no more tier 0, higher quality benchmark, moment in time. Okay, so this is cool. Moment in time is very EVE Online style and World of Warcraft. And if you play any MMORPG out there, the moment of time is basically the record. And I think this is it. They record player activity, huge key player activity and key events from the community, and just plop it in. Simple as that. Or if not inspired by the community, okay? And other than that is, of course, they put their own moment, like own event. Like, okay, for example, maybe next year we have a big war, or the next year, instead of a war, rebuilding, everyone's trying to get to the top tier. What do you call this? Technology, whatnot, big trade, introduce of new alien race. Hey, you don't, maybe another attack from Vandu, that would be cool, right? Actually, that would be cool, okay? A PTU style War of Vega. PTU style, and I meant that. Okay, if they can pull that off, I'm sure the community can pull it off. Okay, if the dev can put some resources and make that, that'll be crazy, right? All this Battlestar Galactica, Star Wars, Star Trek vibe in it. Ooh, love it. Okay, so this is where a little bit of the timeline. They started off in 2012, which means it has been 12 years already. 12 years, and that's crazy. Okay. Oh, there it goes. Unexplored planet, isolated small landing zone, automatic landing. Yeah, that's... I didn't play this version. I played somewhere around after Kickstarter, like 1 or 2 years later. Yeah, that part we get a mini PTU. We only get Port Olisar. That's it. And Port Olisar, I think we get Korea. We get we get Delmar, Levski, and we get another station. I forgot the station name. The one that you have to do a little bit of private investigation. That was the first time I played. Actually, no, I played a bit earlier. I only played Port Olisar. You get a little bit of you get Korea, and you get the first PI. You don't even have Levski. Levski comes much later. And the ship that I've piloted, the first free fly that I played was the Super Hornet. Right, the memory still sticks in my mind because when I look at the Super Hornet, it's like, wow, what ship is this? Love it. When I see other ships like Constellation series, oh no, oh no, I just gotta have it. The Retaliator. Ugh. Okay, so this part they're gonna talk a little bit. So obviously Squadron 42 here, they will give you a brief introduction of everything, and of course we have our mini professions everywhere. And at the same time, what they want to do is how to connect between this story and the mini profession is through the PU, and how to do it via the system, not via the system, via the reputation system and odd jobs out there. And what are the jobs that you can do? Yeah, you can do all this, right? Crafting, refining, and of course not just that. You also have community inspired, which I'm gonna not talk too much about this part. Okay, narrative, EXP, NPC driven at your own pace. So that's the story, right? PU, and of course you have all the systems. So we have Terra. Oh, we have Terra. Okay, so obviously they're gonna talk about maps a little bit, which I'm gonna skip. So we skip to this part where you can now do all this profession. Okay, not just that, because you can do much more, right? Which I will go through in a different video. And there are so many things, right? So many things. Okay, so this is more of a guild. The multiple guilds that you can do your missions, grind, and whatnot. Okay, so one of them is of course the working experience. This is the sports experience, which is all the racing. So for you guys out there who don't care about everything but just want to race, there you go. You have the mercenary guild, which is your PvE, your pew pew PvE, and of course, if you have the enforcer side, you need the pirate side, right? The outlaws. If you want to live out your outlaw experience, I think you can get the full experience once we hit 1.0. I hope. Okay, I'm not gonna say anything. I hope. And obviously when you do you can do first-person shooter, you can do organization, you can be a smuggler. You want to race? Sure, you can race too. You want to be a pirate? Okay, I'm gonna not use the word pirate because pirate is basically here. You can do, you know, shipjacking, violent criminal. Okay, this is a ship, right? So FPS, this is ship pew pew. Crafter, okay, so you want to do your drug trade, drug trade. Okay, your chemical trade, and then you want to do your operative. So operative and smuggler is about the same, right? Do all your non-PvP or non-pew pew PvE. And we have so many things, right? Mercenary Council, Sports, Academy of Science. That's why there's so many things. There's so many. It's not gonna go too much. Okay. And if you have reached to this part of the video, this is right now. They made it clear. This is the most important thing for those who wants more expensive ship, for those who are willing to fund and support CIG, PSA. You do not need to spend any money other than buying a starter pack. But if you do, good news, insurance and warranty is permanent. That's right, if you spend money. So I'm gonna go through the most important slide. So insurance warranty claim provides new ship. Insurance only claim pays out credit based on where. Okay, basically there's a lot of type of insurance. That's what they're saying. I'm gonna go through the main part. So obviously, first thing first slide is death of a spaceship, right? So if you lose your ship, you lose your ship. So you need to insure your ship. This is very EVE Online-esque, and that's why the main thing that a lot of people were questioning is, if I were to buy with real money, do I really lose the ship? The answer is no. Okay, that's great. So we have 3 tiers. Oh, too fast. Okay, so we have 3 tiers of ship insurance. The only question is, what tier do you get when you pay money, all right? That's all. That's the question in hand. Come on. So level 1 is chassis. Level 2 is chassis and weapons. And level 3 is full, right? I call it the full replacement. Chassis, component, and decoration. Okay. There we go. Insurance claim. So claim based on timer. Crafting. Okay. So obviously, Now we can build ships, or when the shipbuilding is live, should you rebuild your ship or should you retrieve your ship? The answer is, they say, claim timers proportional to crafting time, more beneficial to retrieve your ship. So I'm guessing to rebuild your ship, obviously it costs resources and whatnot, and probably it takes a longer time. How long? We don't know yet. They say you're going to have a shuttle ship to get back, which means if you... let's see, how do I put it? This one's a bit interesting. So maybe if you die, for example, you die first person shooter, or you just die, but your ship is still intact, and you probably have a shuttle ship to get back. Question. Small starter ships readily available. Yeah, so this part is on a question mark currently. Okay, because we do not know how the shuttle will change. Because if your ship is far away, do you get an instant retrieval, like you go into a shuttle and then you just sit back, relax until you hit your destination and get back your ship? Maybe that's my best guess because the way they describe it. Where is the ship insurance? There we go. Okay. The claim provides new ship. Insurance claim only pay up based on credit. Where all ships bought in the pledge store have permanent warranty plus appropriate insurance. So lifetime insurance, it's still my go-to recommendation, but don't fear if your insurance is like 3 months, 24 months, 120 months, not a big deal because you still have your insurance and it's permanent. Maybe they're going to change the wording on the months. Maybe every ship that you buy has a underlying like it's already permanent. Okay, the 3 months, 6 months lifetime insurance that you see is probably the premium, right? Which means like you buy the most premium insurance, maybe a tier 3 replacement. Okay, and then obviously the one have the time period, like 3 months will expire, and then you can go to the base, right? The base permanent insurance, and then for lifetime insurance is self-explanatory. All right, so no big deal if you don't have LTI. And I think that's the takeaway. No big deal. Although I still recommend try to get LTI because that's the best of the best. And next up, we're going to go through the progression. So for example, okay, I'm just going to use this big one. So for example, you start off with mining. That's what they say. Mining, and then you want to buy a Hornet. I think that's what they call it, the Hornet Mark II, the F7C Mark II. So you can grind for credits, grind for reputation, and then once you do all that, you can gather your resources, buy the blueprint to that ship, and then you build your Mark II. And that's a progression. So you have at least a purpose. And I think that's the main reason why the crafting is very important. Because now you not just mine resources for the sake of money. Now you can mine resources, improve your weapons if you want to. If you don't want to buy the ship, you want to go through the long way, build your ship. Ta-da! And I think it's great. I think it's great. So it says mining with a purpose. So everything has a purpose right now, which I think is kind of lacking a little bit in Star Citizen at the moment, right? But I think it's a huge not say a huge step forward. Is it time? Yeah, it is time. No, I think the word I want to use is meaningful. They straight up put it. Meaningful progression. Oh, I wasn't paying attention to the screen. Meaningful progression, motivation to play. That's right. That's the key thing that was missing from Star Citizen. What was the meaning to play in Star Citizen? For me, it was to fly ship and have fun. That was my meaningful experience. But for long term, because once you flew all the ships, you've done all the mission, what's next, right? So now you give people a goal, which is the best gameplay loop. And on top of those gameplay loop, all right, we're going to talk about endgame, because endgame in MMORPG should not take a week, a month. No. As much as some of you might disagree with me, endgame progression should take at least, I'm going to use the word at least, right? 6 months. 6 months to a year. How I use this, I use this gauge as EVE Online, although EVE Online is a bit longer, but for end game, this is like the true end game, 6 months to a year. One of the big reason is that if it's done too fast, like a week or two, then every big organization can just poof, buy your way up there. Okay, I'm not going to talk about buy your way in. Okay, so if you got a head start, that's a whole different story. But I'm saying starting from scratch, which means you start off with an Aurora MR and then you want to make your way up. Yeah, I would say 6 months. 6 months at least, okay? Yep. Some of you might disagree. That's okay. Let me know down in the comments below because we have so many things to cover. And this one I'm not going to go through because I'll talk a little bit more on the next one because progression is a whole thing. Because progression of grinding reputation, 1 month, okay? I'm not saying 1 month of hardcore playing. Okay, I need to put this. If I would say hardcore playing, you know what? I'll cut it by half. 3 months. Hardcore player, 3 months. Casual player, 6 months to a year. When I mean casual means like 1 or 2 hours a day, maybe. Actually, 1 or 2 hours is kind of a bit more active, but I would say 1 hour a day. 1 hour a day. I would say 3. You know what? I'll take it back a little bit. Okay, fine. 3 to 6 months. 3 to 6 months to reach end game, and you can't reach it alone. You must need group play. Yeah. Oh, some extra cool stuff. But maybe I will not make that. You know what? Is 3 months too long? Is 3 months too long? If hardcore players, I can guarantee within 2 weeks to you know what, 3 to 6 months is kind of fair. After playing a lot of MMO style games, okay. Yeah, 3 to 6 months. I wouldn't say 3 to 6 months exactly. Okay. No, for sandbox, 3 to 6 months is just nice. You know what? I'm gonna talk this another thing. I'm gonna put a pin. I think 3 to 6 months is just nice, but if you think it's too long, let me know down in the comments below. I think because there are few things I want to talk about, and I don't want this video to go too long. All right. So to end this video, the end game progression, the ultimate end game progression right now they introduce is base building and space station building. Personally, that's a little bit too much for a smaller group of player. Large organization, no issue. That's the reason why I say like the time to get end game. Yeah, it's a little bit iffy. Okay, it's a little iffy. Like, which one you want? Gonna put a little bit of volume here so you guys can hear a bit because I want to talk a bit while this thing is going. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna put a pin. All right. 6 months might be a bit too much. Okay, I will admit. All right, maybe I jumped the gun too much. But right now, because I'm so much emotion, right? Oh, of course I want it earlier. Of course I want it earlier. 3 to 6 months. 6 months. Half a year. Half a year is a lot of time. Okay, half a year is a lot of time. You know what? Tentatively, I'm gonna put 1 month. 1 solid month for hardcore players. Okay, I think that's fair, right? One month. 1 month to hit space station level. Because it's a group effort. Okay. And I'm judging this through if I use the MMO term, alright, the raiding. Because raid is every week you get to raid one set of rewards. If you made it, great. If you don't have, not great. Not say not great. Yeah, one week to do your full raid. And my common experience so far is in between 1 to 2 months if you are on average. Okay, some people are lucky within 1 raid, which is 1 or 2 weeks, you got everything. And I meant everything. 1 to 2 weeks. So I would say, yeah, you know what? Solid 1 month for very active players, like hardcore active players. 1 month. 1 week is a bit too much. one of the biggest reason is because base building or space station building, you got so many things to build. And I use EVE Online as a base as well, because EVE Online, your first month, you're gonna be actually training your basic skills or your basic core skills per se. And that is a huge time. And I think once you hit the third month, that's where you get your slightly advanced skill to do whatever you need to do. And you can start doing like almost high-end content. And then of course you get like, you need to grind a little bit, build up your not say insurance, your backup, not your backup, your backups, right? Because you need at least extra one more ship, you need some spare stuff, you need some spare equipments. If you get expensive equipments, then you need to have at least 2 or 3 in your pocket. Make sure everything is up and running. If you are running organization, that's a whole nother set of skills you need, a whole nother logistic you need, and that requires a little bit more time. And at the end of the day, your character is fully functional. I'm not saying fully efficient, fully functional at the third month. Like the month 3 or month 4, that's where you get your all your skills to adequate level, and then you can fly one of the best like PvE ship-ish. Yeah, so that's that. Okay, so obviously they're gonna showcase a space station raiding and whatnot. So this is the last part that is the most important thing. That's why I said 6 months, but I might need to backtrack a few things. So, all right, whatever I said. Yeah, no, let's throw that out of the window first, right? How long do you need to commit your time to reach endgame? Okay, that would be a video on its own. Oh, yeah, no, I need to draft a little bit. Because this last portion, all right, I'm gonna let this play. Yes, I'm gonna let this play. Because this is the end. After this clip, it's the end of this video, and we're gonna move through more stuff, right? More stuff to talk about. The problem is because we do not know any details, so a lot of things is like, it may be stuff that I want, but it's not the stuff that it should be. Okay, I'm gonna say it out loud. For example, I want it 6 months. Maybe it's not worth waiting that long. Maybe 3 months, maybe 1 month. 1 week is too much. Okay, I'm gonna say straight up. 1 month I think is the fastest time period people should be able to get to end game. Because some people spend a year and they have not reached end game. Okay, especially in like World of Warcraft, and that is because they're not doing the end game content. And another thing is they need to prepare for end game content. So that's a huge thing to talk about. Okay, so let's look at this last clip, and that will be the end of this day 2 recap. Yeah, like I said, lots and lots of stuff to talk about. Wow. And like, for example, to grind up your reputation. Okay, I'm gonna use Star Citizen, the current PTU time. But anyway, this ship, this is the reason why I said it should not be too fast. Okay, if you want to have the tongue twisted. If you want to have the org to build a space station, I think that should require at least a week or 2. Okay, in order to operate the Bengal. Yeah, you know what? I need to recalculate a lot of stuff. Okay, so for those who disagree with me about the time, yes, do let me know, because I think it's 6 months. You know what? 6 months is too much. Come to think of it, yeah, but definitely not within a month, right? Let me know, right? Let me know, because this is a very interesting topic for discussion. That's for sure, and especially this part. Okay, you not only have one space station, but you have multiple with a Bengal carrier. Oh, now unfortunately, with that being said, not everyone wants to hit this end game. Okay, so with that being said, I can safely say yes, 6 months is too much. because this is not everyone's end game goal. And with that being said, okay, I'm gonna put this last pick. And with that being said, I think we've reached to the end of the video. It has been an exciting day 2 for sure. Lots of things I want, lots of things I am, figuring out a little bit. And of course, some of the things I said, if you disagree, let me know down in the comments below. That's for sure. All right, and you've reached to this end. Good news, the biggest good news for every player out there is the insurance. To me, the insurance was the most biggest confirmation that I need. So from here on out, if you want to support CIG, if you want to pledge, you want to buy more, I won't say buy, you want to pledge more expensive ship, now you can do it a little bit more safer without with the knowledge that you will not lose your ship in game if it goes kaboom. Number 2, I would definitely want to look forward to their crafting system and see how in-depth can I go, because the crafting system can take a lot of time. That's for sure. That's for sure. And last but not least, okay, open up for discussion. I'm gonna admit straight up, I probably jumped the gun. 6 months is too much. Personally, I think I'm gonna squeeze down all the way a week. That's too much. That's too fast. I don't think it should be a week. I think it should be at least a few weeks. So I'm gonna put my foot down on 1 month to get from where you start off and end up probably with a Bengal carrier in 1 month. Because I just remembered, if you do 6 months, it's gonna be like EVE Online, which is heavily skewed. And the reason why EVE Online can do it, because they have a lot of years already for big organization. I want to see at least fleet battles like capture space station and whatnot. And if you gatekeep, all right, so I'm gonna use it. If you gatekeep too much, it's not gonna incentivize that type of gameplay. With that being said, I want to see what CIG's intended gameplay, not say intended gameplay, but intended gameplay loop for endgame when it comes out. So that's why I say it's all up there. I wouldn't say it should be a month, and I wouldn't say it should be a week as well, but definitely I think 6 months is too much. Okay, I will take it back. I will eat my words and take it back. And with that, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and help this channel grow. I will see you guys. Well, we have a few videos to do. I have a few videos to do. So I'm going to see you in the next video. Most likely, the next video, we're going to talk a little bit about ships. And now we definitely have ship video. We have this whole entire segment as well. Ugh, that's a lot. I will see you in the verse, and fly safe, my friends.